You're probably wondering, what is the best opportunity for 2024 to make a lot of money? Well, I'm here to tell you. My name is Monica Main. I'm a serial entrepreneur and real estate investor, and there's only one opportunity that you should be focused on in 2024. So here it is. I strongly urge you to consider all the options and opportunities that are available to you rather than just randomly selecting anything that just somebody says coming along. Like, you don't want just some guru to tell you exactly what to do and how to do it. You first have to figure out what your overall hierarchy of possibilities are. And as far as I'm concerned, being in the business world of entrepreneurship since 1995, which has been a long, long time, I've seen everything run the gamut with everything. There's only three real core things that you can really make a lot of money with. First of all, there's number one, which is trading. Now, unless you're really a skilled trader and you know how to do, say, options trading, forex trading, any kind of trading on the markets, and you've become skilled, you've learned under somebody who's really a truly prolific and experienced trader, then I don't recommend that you do that just for the money, because 9 times out of 10, you're probably going to lose more than what you make in the world of trading the markets. And so unless there's something that you're really interested in, you really want to make that everything in your life as far as what you live, breathe, and eat for the rest of your life, or at least the time that you're going to be making money as a trader, then I don't recommend that trading is for you. I don't recommend you do it at all because there's just such a huge risk to that. So unless you're really into it, trading is not the thing. So there's number two. Number two opportunity is something to do with some kind of online or e-commerce business. That is the second, I would say, biggest possible opportunity for you, is either an e-com or some kind of funnel business that you can have online where you're offering some kind of product or service. And there's so many different nuances to the online marketing world. It's not just a matter of just a cut and dry kind of business. You can have an e-commerce store, which comes with its own problems. You can also have a money funnel business, which is probably better than an e-commerce store, but typically you're going to be selling some kind of product or service that's ideally high ticket or higher end. And then you would really have to study and understand the nuances of that kind of business if you're going to be successful. So there's a lot of different people that you could study under. I personally recommend that you read all of Russell Brunson's books if you have not already, as well as Alex Hormozi's books, because those are pretty much the best books you can find on the topic and subject matter of online marketing. So again, you want to see Russell Brunson's books, you want to read those, as well as Alex Hormozi's. I have in the description box below all of the titles that you should read if you're really interested in learning from the best as far as how to make millions of dollars online. Trust me, I've read pretty much every single book out there on the topic of online marketing, and I'm going to recommend the top 5 books, which are in the description box below. So don't waste your time on anything else, because those are the only 5 books that you need. Now there's an option 3. The third option, the third money-making opportunity that there is real estate investing. Now this, like for example, all of the stuff I just talked about with online marketing, real estate investing also comes with a variety of different nuances. Like, there's a bunch of different kind of real estate investing. There's flipping, there's buying office buildings, there's all kinds of different types of real estate investing. There's self-storage, for example. So you're probably thinking, okay, well, I think the bubble has already burst on the flipping side, which you're right. You shouldn't be getting involved in real estate flipping because now is not a good time for that. But there's another kind of real estate investing that you may or may not have ever considered or heard of. And so it's called transitional community housing. And what's cool about transitional community housing, which I'm going to describe to you in a minute what that is, but it makes at least 10 times more on every single investment property than traditional rentals are. So if you don't know anything about traditional rentals, let me just give you a very short backstory. It's basically you buying a house, turning around and renting it out to some family. Okay, that's a traditional rental. And nowadays, as you know, with high interest rates as well as high cost of housing not coming down fast enough as far as trying to buy a property at this point, you would be lucky to be able to cover your mortgage payment, your taxes, and insurance for that property, and be able to then turn around and rent it out to a traditional family and be able to make $100 or $200. You'd be lucky, okay? Then what happens is the very moment you have your first repair, say the HVAC system goes out or the plumbing goes out, you have to send somebody out to fix it. You have to then use your future cash flow to be able to pay that debt off to that plumber or to that electrician or to that HVAC professional to be able to pay off those repairs. It's just simply not worth it. And even worse, what happens if the main breadwinner of that family loses his job or her job and they're unable to make those rent payments to you anymore? Not only do you have to deal with now making the mortgage payments and the taxes and insurance payments on your own without getting any reimbursement from your tenant, but you now have to pay an attorney to have these people evicted out. And who knows how long that's going to take depending on the state that your property is located. So that's the old way of doing real estate. It's not the way to do real estate now. Now, of course, it's slightly marginally better if you get an apartment building. So say, for example, you get a 24-unit apartment building and you are leasing it up and you have 100% occupancy level, and then one person loses their job and they stop paying, you have to go through the eviction process. Well, you at least have 23 more people that are paying the rent on time. So having an apartment building is obviously a better scenario. The problem is when most people try to get involved in real estate investing for the first time, they can't buy an apartment building. It's way too expensive. They need to have 20% cash down, which is usually 20% down on millions of dollars, wherever you're located in the country and where you're going to be investing determines how much a 24-unit apartment building is going to cost. But most people don't have 20% down to put on, say, a $2 million apartment building or more. And so they don't have the extra $400,000 cash down to put skin in the game, as they call it, in real estate. So what do you do? Like, how do you make money in real estate if you don't have any money? You can't get an apartment building, which would be your most profitable option right now for a traditional rental. Like, what do you do? Well, there's an alternative, and that is getting single family residences. And instead of doing what we call traditional rentals, which means that you just rent it out to a traditional family for whatever the market rate is, you do something called transitional community housing, which is also known loosely and unofficially as local Section 8. So what a lot of people don't know is that there's these local government agencies that are on the county level that are in need of housing for people that are just getting through a drug or alcohol rehabilitation program, and they need to find temporary housing for these people for anywhere from 6 to 12 months until these people are able to ultimately find their own permanent housing. And so what they'll do is they'll pay between $800 and $1,200 per person per month to be able to house these people who are transitioning between the rehab facility and finding permanent housing. So what they do is they look for people like you and me who have, say, a 4-bedroom house, who have a setup house for their what they call clients to go into, and they will pay you between $800 and $1,200 per person. Now, the cool thing about this is that you can put up to 2 people per bedroom. So meaning that if you have a 4-bedroom house, you can put 8 people, even upwards of 9 people, because if you have a large master bedroom, you can put up to 3 people in your master bedroom. So say, for example, in all intents and purposes, you have a 4-bedroom house that you're able to buy, and you can put, say, 8 people, and you get the average, which between $800 and $1,200 a month, your average is going to be $1,000 a month per head. So that means you're making $8,000 in total gross revenue on that house. That's way more than you'd ever hope to make if you're trying to rent that same house to a traditional family. Like I said, you'd be lucky to make $100 to $200 a month after all the expenses. Now, of course, the $8,000 a month, that's gross, which means now we need to take into account your mortgage payments and so forth. So say your mortgage payment is $2,500 a month, and your taxes and insurance, that's another, like, say, $500. And then, of course, you're going to have to pay for utilities as well. So say you're up to about $3,500. Say you're paying a lot of money in expenses on the property for whatever reason. We just want to always be conservative in our figures. So say you're out $4,000 a month to be able to sustain that 4-bedroom, 2-bath house that you just bought. So if you're grossing $8,000 a month and your expenses, including your mortgage payment, taxes, and insurance, is $4,000 a month, then you're making $4,000 a month in your pocket. There is no other opportunity on the planet like this, especially in the world of real estate investing, that will allow you to make $4,000 in net profits per month in your pocket with a 4-bedroom, 2-bath house than the transitional community housing opportunity. There's like literally nothing, okay? Nothing that could even hold a remote candle to it. So that's why I'm super excited about this. I've been in the world of real estate investing since 1995. I've seen pretty much every single kind of real estate out there imaginable. And this, by far, in today's current market, today's current economy, is the very best and most profitable way to invest in real estate. And again, it's called transitional community housing, or alternatively called sober living housing, and what we call local Section 8 housing. And so if you're interested in getting involved in this, especially if you don't want to buy the property, say for example, you're like, Monica, I don't even know if I can qualify for a four bedroom, two bath house, or do I really even want to pay the interest rates right now for a 4 bedroom, two bath house in any community? And the answer is probably not. So there's a secret strategy in being able to acquire these properties to whereas you don't actually have to get a mortgage. You don't even have to put a down payment down on a property or do a traditional closing on the property. And no, it's not lease option or rent to own. It's completely different. I talk more about it in a crash course training that I have coming up. So if you want to know more about the 2-day crash course that I have coming up, go ahead and go into the description box below, and I'll share with you exactly how to get involved in this highly profitable, highly lucrative transitional community housing business, because I'm telling you, out of all the real estate opportunities out there, this is the most profitable one that you can do. In addition to that, you'll be helping thousands of people, hopefully, over the course of your career doing this, because you're essentially helping people start their lives over in a really nice, safe, new home that they can start to reestablish their lives in. So you're really doing good in the community as well as making a lot of money. So go ahead and go in the description box below to get more information about my upcoming 2-day event. And if you found this video helpful, just give me a thumbs up, and also subscribe to my channel if you found this useful, because that also helps me out a lot as well. This is Monica May signing off, and I will see you in the next video.